Y'all ready? Holy shit, son!
All right.
Boy, Regina!
Oh, shit, son. Okay.
Oh, yeah, y'all. I'm in front of this machine.
So what you gonna do with
We're
it?
gonna go.
Push that button.
What I ain't gonna do is.
Push that button right there.
Nope.
Okay.
Come on, what you got? What you got? Got some raps?
Go ahead.
Got no verse? I don't have no verse. Let's see. Don't choke.
Come on, Regina. You gotta do it.
Some time ago back in the Bay. That's all I got. I ain't got nothing to say. So Banner put me on the mic and taking over his spot. So y'all see what's in front of me is what I got. I'm about to start pushing some of these buttons cause
That's in front of
the Okay, sorry. Let's see what you got. What you got? You the rapper. Let me hear something.
No, I'm gonna guess.
Guess what? Guess these. Hi, Sally.
What's going on?
What you do this week?
Nothing.
No, that's my line.
You gotta stop saying that, Brad.
Nothing.
You did something.
Because what do y'all want me? Y'all, they can't really know the shit I be into.
Why not?
Well, make up something.
I have
I'm
to
like,
be tortured.
all right. I bought sneakers, as everyone know I always do. Nah, but for real though, I just want to say, rest in peace to my cousin, man. My cousin passed away this week, and that one stuck kind of hard, man. You know, me and her were real close. She was more like a sister to me. Mm-hmm. You know, we was the same age and everything, grew up together, so definitely want to put that out there. But outside of that, though, man, everything.
Cool.
Everything cool. I ain't tripping much.
Cool.
What about you? What did you do this weekend?
First of all, I got in front of the mic so people could hear me. And,
okay.
You the host. So I'm sorry, I gotta do this. Y'all, Regina is the host today, and she dope. Okay.
And you the guest.
I went to Houston. We spoke at the Rucker Show. It was dope because like it was supposed to be like sold out, standing room only, and because of that old Rona
in the house.
It was
kind of light.
No, it wasn't light, but it was really dope because you had the people who showed you that, you know, they fight through that shit for you.
And you did an amazing job on that interview.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
So was it interview or lecture?
No, it was an interview.
Oh, okay, dope.
And look, we got. I'm talking about he. And what I like about Al Rucker is doing what we say that we're going to do. That we're moving ourselves in a position. Like if you drink. He got his own wines. He got his own. He know I drink Pinot Noir. He brought his bottle of Pinot Noir that's from his company.
Yep. What did it taste like? Because I didn't get a chance to taste it.
I don't know. I was hammered.
Boy,
that shit was good.
You ain't getting that, Regina?
Man. No, he was on it. I was working.
She was
I
working.
didn't.
He was working.
But don't worry, I got
you
us,
couldn't have
boy.
one. You couldn't have one.
No.
Oh no, you get one. She drank one drink with me.
Exactly.
And she was like,
know your limits, people. Know your limits.
I feel it. I was like, really?
Crazy shit though is that I was looking for hats the whole weekend because I wanted to be real fly for that shit. Because I knew that the Houston women were gonna show up for me, right? So we went everywhere. Come to find out, he owned his own hat company too.
And they're dope.
He said the same thing that I was telling y'all. He said anything that I'm interested in, I started making that shit.
Yep.
We already started. We making our shoes. The only thing we need, bro, we need either some jogging pants or some regular pants, some drawers and undershirt.
And some flip-flops.
Yeah, we're gonna do the flip-flops though. That's what we need.
All right.
Al, we coming for them hats.
And I want y'all. Really quick. I have to. Let me. So I know.
Okay,
I know
go
that
ahead.
you
No, it's
hosted.
okay. Go ahead.
Tommy Nova. I found this company that makes this new type of plastic. And it's really like you can't feel it. So like we were talking business because they like what we did with the shoes, and they called me about it. And I called you Saturday. This is the first time you didn't pick up, dog.
You did. I called you 9 minutes later.
He on that 9 minutes.
He said,
9 minutes later.
No, I did.
But I was thinking about calling him that Nova. What was the tagline?
Barely there.
Oh. No, like it's not there.
That's the name for the rubbers.
Yeah.
Nova. Nova next to nothing.
Yeah, Nova. Yep.
Next to nothing.
It's called Nova.
I don't know why they
tagline
give you
next to
such a
nothing.
hard time.
Cause he be skating. He's cousin Skeeter.
What did you say? Why we giving him a hard time?
He giving other people hard time.
I know. I'm like, why did I say that?
You ever took a hard time?
No, I never took no
Man, them
hard
motherfuckers
time.
is a beast.
What's a hard time?
It's a pill called a hard time.
What's it do?
Man, how you, man, shit. Hey, who?
You need a hard time.
I just did it on some just
I'm
being
like, you
silly
like-
shit.
you
They
like
sold it.
too,
It was at a
12.
gas
You should
station.
always have a hard time.
You know how they had that shit at the gas
Yeah,
station,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
So I was just one night.
Sorry.
It was just one night. I was like, man, fuck it. I'm gonna buy that. I heard that shit. I'm override. I ain't paying shit no attention. I ain't paying that shit no attention.
Wait, hold on, but Regina get a little cocky when she give motherfuckers some
I
power.
always wanted to be in front of this machine, boy.
You gotta hold it. You gotta hold it.
Hold it. Okay, that was good.
Why don't you push that one?
Nope, you stay away. Okay. You have your button.
I just sit over here.
Boy, that's all you got today. Thank you, Lord. Woo.
Okay, so what's the format today?
We're gonna interview you.
Oh shit, son. But let's get to
Oh,
it.
special guest.
Do
Special
you
guest
want to do your
David
section?
Banner.
No section?
Yeah.
No section today. It's all about me. Shit.
You mean I put this on for nothing?
No, baby.
Just checking.
It's still a show.
I'm talking about this, son.
What you mean?
It's okay. I'll put it on my next section.
Can I ask you a question?
You may.
Why everywhere we go, people act like we pick on you? We never pick on you.
They
Why
do.
is
They
that?
did that in Houston.
Why is
They
that?
don't do
I
that
just
to
be
me.
like, I don't know
I be having
why they
people
keep
ask me like,
bothering me.
"Where's Regina?" I be like,
Why do they keep? I don't know why they keep bothering me.
But
I just suck
why
it.
do you even say that? Because we don't. We do nothing but respect
man,
you.
I just say, man, I don't know. I keep telling them. I even pray for them, and they keep bothering me.
"You talking about
You
we
say
be
that to
bothering you?"
them?
Yeah,
Why you act? Oh, that's called.
She
okay.
putting on.
I don't really do that.
Yes, you do.
I don't.
Yes, you do. All right.
No, I don't,
fuck it
Mr.
then.
Banner. That's what I do.
Praise the Lord.
All right, let's get some questions, Lee.
What's up,
What you got for Mr. Banner?
Mr. Banner? All right, real quick. I almost asked you this the other day, but I don't know. You know how we run off on a tangent. But if right now they came to you and said you could do one thing and one thing only, is either record. If you pick one, you can't do the other one no more. So would it be like music and rapping or acting?
Acting.
Lee, really?
Acting.
No, because seriously, like.
That's a good question.
Because you gotta think musically. This dude, I go over his house, he be up in the room doing beats just
all the time.
for the
I
hell
know,
of
he
it.
does,
So to
he
say
does.
you can never do that again.
Can you go put that on my desk for me? Like, okay.
So never again. You'll never be able to touch that machine again.
I did
You'll be
it.
okay with that?
I did it for 6 years.
Wow.
Huh?
I did it for 6 years. I didn't go in the studio. I didn't touch no music. I was done with music. Because I always thought it was lame when motherfuckers announce their retirement.
Right.
If you retire, nigga, go away. That's like somebody coming out. Like, I don't care who you fucking, just fuck who you fuck. You free. You know what I mean? You ain't gotta announce it to the world. To me, that's games.
Got you.
You love music, though.
I did. I just started getting love back.
You know how I know?
How?
Because we went to get groceries the other day, right? And you ducked off and got your music. You got them albums. I'm like, that's so dope.
I did.
I don't think to say he'll put it. He regret
I
that
don't see
decision.
that. I don't see
you
him put
regret
it
that
away.
decision.
Yeah.
I don't think I would.
I don't think he
I
would.
think you know that. I think you know that about me, bro. Because when I'm done, when I'm really, really done, I talk shit. But when I'm done, I'm done.
I know, but right now you're not done. So if somebody walked in, we just was like, right now, it only could be one or the other, and you made that pick, you're gonna be sitting like, damn, I would. You go, because you would hear some shit and want to do it.
I tell you why I wouldn't. Because I believe if I focused on money, I'd be able to do a lot better by you all. And you all, you, Regina, Corey, the people that surround me, Scott, y'all are the reason why I was done. You know, when you met me, I was all meditative. I wasn't doing nothing.
Yeah, but when I met you, you definitely wasn't meditative.
I was like, oh,
Sedative.
he's just David. It wasn't like, oh, I met Banner. It was like, I met a guy named David.
I was walking around that bitch.
He had the.
I think you had a bad effect on me, bro.
Huh? Good.
I really do, bro.
Good.
Because I wasn't doing all this damn cussing.
Wait a minute.
That trash that I was.
Yeah, I be liking to get that trash up out of you.
Yeah.
We like BFI. I told you, like, we like that raccoons on the commercial, that Geico. Could have died like kids.
So yeah, we're gonna die like kids.
You met him. When you met him, he was in. When I met him, he was.
Can I touch it one time? I want to touch that one button. When you met me, I was this, Regina.
Yeah, that's the one I was looking for, but I couldn't, Get off of it now. Get off.
Can I kind of piggyback off Salih? Is anyway music your outlet? You know, something that you use to just get the frustration off, and you know, because if you decide to take that off the table, it might shift you as a being in general, if that's the case.
Well, no, I think art is art. I think that we put it in different places. Acting and the art of acting and getting into another character. For a long time, I was tired of being David Banner. Like, a lot of times in music, they don't allow black people, especially black men, to be, black women too, because it seems like they like to put black women in that stripper box when our women are so much more than that and have so much more to offer the world. You know, they put us in the gangster mode. I am one of the few artists, and I just spoke about this in Houston and thanked the crowd. I am one of the few people that people allowed to grow up. And my career took a hit for it. I had a song, man, that I let Lee listen to that had 2 Chainz on it. That I think if I would have put that song,
shit was hard, too.
if I would have put that song out, it would have been like a Pimp again. And I probably would have never been the person that I am today.
Right.
And I think a lot of people don't see it, but the person that I am now is going to live a lot longer than the artist David Banner. The stuff that we're doing now is bigger than music. And the thing that people don't understand is Salih always talks to me about, like, music brought me a lot of pain. It brought me a lot of pain, and I love it. How the thing that you see, Lee, is you remember when I turned my house into like a spa? Like, explain to the people how my house is set up, and then I can further answer this question.
Like, I ain't gonna lie, I just go over there. When I got shit going on, I just go over his crib and just chill out for a couple days. Like, so it's like real, like peaceful. You just go in there, I go to my room at his crib and just kick back.
It's running water.
He
like
said his room.
Yeah. I did.
Thank you.
I made that room.
I need a room.
I need that.
Huh?
What you want in your room?
What'd you say?
Hey man, I said I need a room. You know,
No, you don't need no room, because all you gonna do is put masks and dogs in there.
No dogs allowed.
But I made my house into, and Lee and Regina tell you this. I what do you call that shit I be doing?
Sage.
I sage and do all that shit. I do work to my house. And one of my prayers over my house is that my house can be a place of refuge and peace for everybody that I allow in, and that no evil spirits can walk across those portals. And you know, I have a massive library. So I read in this book where they said there's something that's called transmutation. That what people do, if you notice that every very big businessman always has his office in his library.
Right.
And they said when you have all of those spirits, they come from those books. And that's one of the reasons why we still need books and not to read online, that you get that spirit from that paper, right? And I thought about it. So then I started bringing all my records in there. So I made it fun. And Lee be tripping. Like, I'll cut my shit off. I made one of these dopest beats. I put it on Instagram, and I cut it off. Sadat X had a rhyme once when he was Derek X. He said, I can write a rhyme, rip it up, write the next one, right on the spot, sign my name with the dot. I wanted to get to the point where the art of sampling was fun. It was almost putting, because like I can play keyboards and stuff. I don't do any of that. All I do at my house is sample and make the beat. And then when I bring it to the studio, we bring all the live, that's when it becomes business.
Okay.
So the reason why y'all see so much fun in me making music, because it's almost like playing a video game.
So they're gonna take your video games away. We know you like to play video games. So you saying fuck all that is what I'm basically, that's your decision was to say, I understand, like, because you looking at it from the side of it, it is like, man, fuck this shit. Yeah. But what about what you got to look at the, like, enjoyable
but I'm still
side.
Playing, though. I'm dressing up. I'm dressing up and being Superman. I'm dressing up.
But you being who the movie tells you to be. When you can be yourself when you make that music.
Excuse me. What does this say? A Banner vid. We're gonna make our own shit, like I make my own beats.
All right.
You gonna be in movies too? You gonna take acting
I have a
class.
question.
What's that?
How did you become so eclectic in your music choices and what you listen to?
I'll tell you why. In Mississippi, being at the South was one of the last places that had a scene, a viable scene. Growing up, they didn't play too much black music on MTV. So Phil Collins, The Police, still to this day, one of my top 3 groups of all times is The Police. I sat on the plane with the drummer from The Police, and I told him I was asking him, if you go back and look at the Everything She Does Is Magic, which is my favorite song of all time, they had eggs on the black keys. And I thought that was like a training mechanism. And literally he said, I don't know if I should, I'm gonna say fuck it. He said, man, we were so high. He said, I don't remember that shit. And he was amazed that a black man knew as much about The Police as I did. So I grew up listening to every type of music. Then Mississippi is the blues. So whether I liked that shit or not, I had to listen to it. When rap first came out, I was listening to rap when they didn't play it on the radio. I started on Stetsasonic, Tila Rock, Mantronics. So you got to think. So you got to think. Then when it moved to the West Coast, Booyah Tribe, Souls of Mischief, Hobo Junction. Like, I listen to stuff that I out-debate people about hip-hop all the time. I was a studier of hip-hop. So you got to think, I had to go through LL Cool J. I had to go through DITC, Showbiz and AG. I had to go through every up and down that rap went to until it got to me. So it gave me a wider scope. The other thing is, we grew up in a time where biting was whack. Like, everybody sound like each other now. One of the biggest mistakes I made as a producer is that I didn't stick to my own sound because of hip-hop. Like, I made a certain type of sound that people still using to this day and won't give me credit for because I always wanted to make something new. If you look at the people who are really dope, Dr. Dre, Lil Jon, Pharrell, Timberland, they found a sound, and they would stick to it for 2 years. But what they did was they stole my sound, and I didn't steal it. Because I was always trying to move on to the next level of music. That's what it is.
That's pretty dope. That's what I admire that about you.
You were one of the first to have a tag, which is something that you.
I wasn't the first to have a tag. I was the first to put my name before a beat.
That's what I mean.
Yeah. But no, there was people who had like the tumbling dice.
Oh yeah. But as far as the name,
and I don't get credit for that. You know, there's a lot of things in the game that I did first. There's a lot of things there's a lot of people who I put them on first, and I never get my credit for it. But like, I was raised by a man who said, you know, you don't be an egomaniac. You let people give you. You let your people give you kudos and you keep working hard. My daddy taught me something that I had to check myself about. I was like, bro, I know I rap better than most of these motherfuckers. I know I'm a better total package than most of these motherfuckers. I only know 3 men that can get in the studio by themselves and put an album out at the level that I can. But my dad said, you supposed to be dope, nigga. My dad told me that if you in a room by yourself, that's what you supposed to be. You don't get no credit for fucking being dope. That's what you supposed to be. All by yourself, butt-ass naked, you supposed to be dope. And just because another motherfucker don't see it, fuck them.
That's real.
Yeah.
I got a question. So
I got to get these buttons right.
That's why you got the sheets.
Well, it's off.
So Banner, being that you create and you're constantly creating music and you have all of this music sitting on your hard drive, so you're saying you will never just put out all the stuff, like you were talking about the song that you did with 2 Chainz that you were like, it's super dope. Why wouldn't you put that out at some point, even if it's not the space that you're in right now?
You want to answer that question? I believe you should know the answer to that as my friend.
What? Why you won't put it out?
I've done it before.
Oh yeah, he did.
So.
I did. It was a mixtape.
Video game.
Yeah,
sex, drugs, and video games.
Gotcha.
I put out. I'm gonna tell you why. It is crazy because we all have a connection to this. One of the things, Andre 3000 is my favorite rapper, and I was mad that he made the choice without us to take the old Andre away from us without announcing it first, because I think we mean a lot more to other people than we think that we do. And he took my favorite rapper away without even warning me, which it was his right because he has to live in his body. But I said I never wanted to do that to my fans. So if people really want to hear that, they can go back to Sex, Drugs, and Video Games, which is arguably, probably my best total package album that I ever had before. But because people only keep up with the hype, a lot of people don't even know about that record. And then I got sued. I got sued for so much money on a record that I didn't even know had a sample in it. And the judge said that he believed that I didn't know that there was a sample in it, but he turned around and asked me, did you infringe on that man's copyright? And what he was really asking me, because I study law, is did you put the record out or not? Mm-hmm. He's like, I don't give a fuck whether you know it or not. It's your company. You infringed on this right. You owe him. They actually, the way that these white folks got these laws fucked up, they could have charged me $1 per click. So anywhere that somebody clicked on that album, and let me tell you how white folks do. We think white folks are so fucking smart, they really just make shit up and make us have to live with it. How did you come up with $1 per click? I don't get $1 per click on that motherfucker, but you gonna charge me for that?
So how do you put out music and not know that there's a sample in it?
Okay, so if a producer brings me a beat, he had live instruments in it. Mm-hmm. So I thought, since he had live instruments on it, that the shit, he played it all. Because if you sample shit, great. I have an Isaac Hayes sample where I got the actual Pro Tools from Motown. I don't know if it was Motown, but I got the actual Pro Tools session. That the record company, because a lot of record labels are pulling from, they're putting everything. It takes about 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years to pull everything off of tape to Pro Tools, and then they give it out to the top producers, hoping you sample it, right? So they can make money. I got an Isaac Hayes sample that I pull exactly from the session. It's not a sample. I actually transferred the waves over so it sounds exact. It actually is the live instruments if you think about it. So I couldn't tell that it was a sample. And he never told me. And he was he was a producer from Australia. And that was one of the most heartfelt. I remember Stephanie was in the studio when I recorded that song because I talked about the breakup of me and my ex-girlfriend. And Stephanie was crying when I recorded the song because she knew what actually happened. So I guess that was my ex-girlfriend's spirit say, I got you, motherfucker.
At any point, have you found your creative side battling with the person you are today? Did you feel
all the time? I'll answer that
for you. Yeah, like I can't lie. Mr. Moody, you and Mr. Moody helped me a lot with that. I do a lot of stuff that I don't agree with, but let me tell you what it did teach me. I shouldn't probably say this, but I initially wasn't going to do the Butler, and which ended up being the biggest movie that I've done in my career. But Mr. Moody asked me, I was staying with Mr. Moody at the time when I was moving back to Atlanta. Mm-hmm. Mr. Moody, y'all should hear the conversation this motherfucking Mr. Moody had with me. Mr. Moody said, son, come here. He said, basically he was like, I asked him if I should do the Butler or not. He said, were there slaves in Mississippi? I said, yes, sir. He said, slavery happened, didn't it? Yes, sir. He said, didn't they talk like you? Yeah, for the most part. He said, so you don't need no dialect coach or nothing. You know about that shit firsthand, don't you? He said, how much you getting paid? I told him. And then he said, son, you need to go get that money. He said, look at the people who are around you. And he said, but this is what I will tell you, is that through the sacrifices that I have to make, y'all won't have to do that shit. Hopefully through me, I can hold that away from y'all, and you can just do whatever the fuck you want to do. Corey can just work on the projects, that he wants to. If you look at every successful rapper, I say with the exception of Chance the Rapper, you can't name me a political rapper. You can't name me, what do you call creative rapper that somebody didn't come before them. L.A. Reid is the reason why he's the button pusher for Outkast. He held the world to the side for Outkast. Jay-Z for Kanye. Dr. Dre for Eminem. You got, like, the streets always holds the people back until people get the creative people. We don't have button pushers. So it's my responsibility to be the button pushers for our generations. Because some of the shit he'll tell you, man, I can't sleep at night. Because if you think about it, there's almost nothing that we can do on this planet that's not connected to white supremacy in some kind of way. Niggas talk about the shit that rappers do, but bitch, you a teacher and you teaching lies to our children every fucking day. You know what I'm saying? Nigga, you a policeman and you know that what these other policemen doing, whether you do it or not. So at some form, we engage in white supremacy, but what our job should be It's to do what our parents did for us and sacrifice so our children won't have to do that shit. Good job, Regina.
Oh, I did that one. Since we're talking about music, let's talk about the God Box too.
Okay.
Tell us some of the songs. What's your vision? When is it coming?
All right, so I only say this because it's our show.
It is our show. Say that again.
It's our show. A lot of people are going, should I tell them this, Lee?
What?
A lot of people are going to think that I backslid on this album. But what people don't know is the greater vision of the God Box. There's going to be 3 God Boxes, and then I'm done with it. People think that knowledge and the truth is new. Fire burnt your ass from the beginning of time. Math is forever. It's right and exact. So most of the things that we do, Nikola Tesla said, I did not create electricity. It has always existed. I just showed it to you. Now you see it all the time. So the first God Box is the past. That's right and exact information. That's right and exact knowledge. The second God Box is where I think we are now. You feel me? Mm-hmm. The third God Box is the future, which is a combination of where we are now and the past. We had running water systems thousands of years ago in Africa. They had batteries. If you look at, they always try to put it on aliens or somebody else, but melanated people had right and exact science. The Dogon people tracked out the stars and had maps like a long time ago. So in saying that, man, the second God Box is just where we are. And I think a lot of people are going to be happy to hear that, David Banner. And between you and I, just show you how God worked, I think that's one of the reasons why I met Lee. Regina's sort of like my past in the sense of the good part of me. Lee is sort of like the balance. I didn't really start having fun until I met my little bro. Like I had real life fun. I get to be me, or that part of me, and that's one of the reasons why I made the podcast. Cause he actually threw off the whole fucking podcast. Like it wasn't never supposed to be what it was, but I had so much fucking fun. It felt good.
I just caught what you said.
What? No.
That I threw off the whole podcast.
You did. No, that's the truth.
That was Tommy and all his kids.
No, Tommy wasn't even here. Don't put it on. Tommy wasn't even here then. You didn't even know
Corey
Tommy
and the dog.
Corey wasn't even the personality yet on the show until later. That was you. And then Scott ass, boy. Scott ass would have went where we went.
It's like, because it'd be like, it's like I'm the person, I gotta sprinkle a little bit of this shit on there.
You sprinkle a lot.
To make it tasty. But it already got them natural flavors. You just don't like to cook them out. You gotta cook them flavors out, man.
You can't test the buttons,
I'm
Regina.
just testing them. Sorry.
Okay. Damn, let them motherfucker.
Sally, what is your involvement in the God Box too?
I'll be A&R in the project, man, going through everything. He been laying down some shit. Mm-hmm. Like, he been laying down some shit that I've been like, damn, like, let me have it right now. Yeah.
Let me tell you some shit he did make me mad, though. So I had been playing the God Box music to him, and he was like, yeah. Then when we had the show with DOC, and it was playing in here, he pulled me to the side. I was like, bro.
Let me explain it.
All right, go ahead.
This is what happened. Like, being with him when he making all of it,
it's
you hear it.
Thing, yeah.
So you be hearing it every day. So it's like he'll make it and we'll listen to it and we'll burn that shit into the ground. So it was songs that he might have made months ago that after that month passed of us playing it day in and day out, you stopped listening to it. So it might have been like 2 months and he played them all together at one time. And it was like, shit, that shit jamming. But that's so when the DOC was here and he let it run, he played about 4 or 5 of them straight. And I was like, oh, shit, yeah, that's it right there. Because I had never heard them together. It was just like, I make it, he'll shoot it to me, or we sit there and listen to it and go through it. So we may ride around bumping it, and then, all right, that'll be it. But then, like, now, it was like, he just played them, like, consecutively as if you had the song running, the album running. That shit was just crazy.
That sound like when we played Where I Wanna Be, Donnell Jones' album. When L.A. played it to the staff, everyone was like, yay! But when we walked around and played it individually, they were like, it happens.
I'll tell y'all a secret about this album, and this is what people don't know. a lot of times when you have a lot of people, it's good to have a lot of people in the studio because DOC was talking about that's one of the things that makes Dre so great. You got to think about on their first album, think about who, they didn't get credit for A&R, but think about the three minds that you had exit Dre. You had Ice Cube, which we didn't know Ice Cube was going to be Ice Cube. You had Young Snoop and the DOC? What? Come on now. But this is the first time since my first album, The Firewater Boys, which we are selling on davidbanner.com.
Where we selling it?
davidbanner.com.
Okay.
Spell it.
Got something for your ass. Most of this album, I engineered, recorded, and did the beat myself. And so it gives me an opportunity to try shit that I wouldn't try if other people were in the studio. Because we still men, so like me trying to sing or do something, I'd be too embarrassed to do that shit. I just rap it and then leave it at that. Like, I said this on one show and I don't think people, and Lee, we could talk about this, bro. Most of this album was recorded in 1 week. It was like a 2-week period. I was high. Like, I'm embarrassed to say, I'm sorry, Regina.
That's
embarrassed
okay.
to say.
I'm gonna find the button.
I'm just being honest because I don't usually do this, and bro, you can let them know. Like I usually don't do this shit. But
is it like a weed button?
I was on what type of pills were those? Oxycontin. I think it was Oxy.
Really?
I can't remember what type of pill it was. I just
you
remember
let
he
it go
was
down
getting
like that?
high though.
Yeah, I was on.
He was high as a
Oxycontin, I was on
motherfucker.
weed. Cause no, I got him because it was pain. Something had happened to me. It was come from the doctor. So I was on Oxycontin. I was on weed, and I was drunk. And like I did the whole fucking session. Then I sober up, and I'll go to the studio at night. And it was just this, and I don't want anybody to do drugs.
Don't do drugs. Yeah.
Don't do drugs. The only reason why I'm telling people this is sometimes people look at me as a caricature. And I always want our children to know that I'm not perfect. And sometimes I fuck up. That's not where I always am, but it was a vibe. And I rode that motherfucker. I'm talking about, and I was high as
It was definitely one of them hot streaks. I was like, he can't get up out this. I didn't want to encourage it, but I was like, hey, go ahead,
Like,
do it again.
I'm serious. Like
Talking
I
about doing
stayed
it
up.
again.
I stayed up for like days. Like you know how I used to do
Yeah,
core.
it's the
I used to stay up.
process.
I used to stay up 2-3 days.
What?
And
That was good.
and no way I think that it was the drugs, but I think sometimes when you go to those levels, because sometimes if you look at like the monks and shit, a lot of times those incense be weed. Like a lot of times, like, you know, the different stuff, it take you to another level, and I caught a vibe. And Regina, you remember this when we were at, what was that place? We did that listening.
Not the recent listening?
Yeah, what were we
Pandora?
at? Yeah, we were at Pandora. Lee, I'm serious. Dude, it was so special. I did a song that, what are we going to call a song? I Didn't See It? Or
Oh, yeah.
Didn't See the bit?
I love that song. I was going to ask you about that. That was my next question.
Well, go ahead, ask the question.